video interview coming up? Here are my must-know tips to shine in your next interview, whether it's a pre-recorded or a live video interview. Are you ready? Let's get started. My name is Cindy Makita Dodd. I am a career strategist and coach, and today I want to share with you my must-know tips on how to nail your next video interview. Not only have I helped my clients excel in their next interview, like my client Rudy, who landed a job offer the very next day after interviewing, I've also interviewed hundreds of candidates as a recruiter and hiring manager in my field, and so I think I know a thing or two about this stuff. In this video, my goal is to share with you must-know tips to nail your next interview, but I'm also going to share with you 2 bonus or secret tips, but you must stay until the end to hear them. Let's go. So here are the 5 things you absolutely must know if you want to nail your next video interview. Number 1 is enthusiasm. There is nothing worse than listening to somebody speak like this on a video interview. That is the worst thing ever. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you show up to your interview with enthusiasm. Not only will it show your passion and excitement for meeting the interviewer and for the role, if a hiring manager is speaking to candidates after candidates after candidate, you will shine if you just show up with enthusiasm. So let your enthusiasm shine, and I have a tip on how you can do so. I call this the hello old friend. So you are going to show up to the interview like you are meeting an old friend that you haven't seen for a long time. So if, for example, I hadn't seen a friend named Jessica, I would show up and say, "Hey Jessica, it's great to see you. I've been really looking forward to our call." Instead of saying, "Hi," right? You show up with enthusiasm. So use the hello old friend trick. Think about a friend that you haven't seen or spoken to for a long time, and think about how would you greet them if you ran into them in the grocery store, for example. The hello old friend technique can help you to show up with that enthusiasm right at the start of your interview, which will set the trajectory for having a successful rest of the interview. When you are video interviewing, you are not sitting directly in front of the person, and so you have to do a little bit extra to really stand out and to build that connection. And the hello old friend is a great way to do that, but also simply showing up with enthusiasm. So I want you to raise your level of enthusiasm from where it's at, and I want you to increase it to a 10. That is going to help you stand out on video. Number 2, humanize the interaction. Always remember that the person on the other side, whether they are watching a pre-recorded interview or you are sitting in front of them, say in a Zoom interview, they're a human on the other side, okay? And so you want to try and humanize the interaction as much as possible. You do not want to appear like a robot that's on the other side, very bleak, very calm. What you want to portray is that you're human. And think of it as though you are speaking to a coworker or somebody that's already on your team. This really helps to humanize the interaction, and it will allow you to build a connection with the hiring manager or interviewer on the other side. An easy way that you can do this is to use the interviewer's name throughout. If you know the interviewer's name is Jennifer, when you respond to a question that the interviewer poses to you, you can use their name in the response. For example, you could say, "You know, Jennifer, the reason I applied to this role is because..." And so as you can see, just simply utilizing the interviewer's name can really help to humanize your interaction during your video interview. Number 3 is positioning and posture. You want to make sure that you are looking eye level with the camera. So looking directly at the camera. You don't want to be looking down or be looking up. Make it as if you were sitting in front of somebody, right? And if you're sitting in front of somebody, you are looking each other in the eyes. Make sure that your shoulders are back, your chin is up, and that you smile. And this links back to tip number 1 about showing up with enthusiasm. The way you position yourself in an interview matters. So you want to show up, feel comfortable, don't slouch over. When your shoulders are back and your chin is up, you appear and feel more confident. It's also important to have good lighting in front of you, either through a natural window or a ring light. And also make sure that your background is clear of any distractions. Tip number 4 is to dress up. Even though you are interviewing virtually, it's always a good idea to dress up. because how you show up matters. And as a candidate, you always want to put your best foot forward. Think about the fact that you are making a first impression, and first impressions always last. So show up like you are showing up to land your dream job. Dress up so that you can be confident, but also appear like you are taking this role seriously. I always feel a lot more confident when I dress up, so make sure that you dress up for your next interview to boost your confidence and enthusiasm. Tip number 5 is to have your resume close by. It is always a good idea to have your resume either printed out, sitting next to you during the interview, or up on your screen as you are interviewing. Interviewers do not mind if you glance at your resume or refer to it when you are discussing certain points. It's also easier to run through your work history and examples if you have it close by and if it's on hand. And because you stayed until the end, my 2 bonus tips: get comfortable on camera by practicing beforehand. This is key. Very often, people appear awkward or shy or uncomfortable during a video interview because they have not practiced speaking to a camera, even with nobody sitting on the other side. The best way to overcome this is to practice saying your interview answers and speaking in front of a camera. I always recommend to my clients to record yourself on Zoom, on Skype, or on Google Meets. This will allow you to say your answers like you are in an interview or mock interview. You can replay it back to yourself to see your demeanor, to see how you showed up, and then you can tweak and adjust what you say or how you look or your gestures because you would have played it back to yourself. So I always recommend practice in front of the camera so that you can get more comfortable with video interviewing. Don't expect yourself to be perfect the first time you do it. Practice makes perfect. And so the more that you can practice being in front of a camera, raising your level of enthusiasm, even if it feels awkward, but also how you present and how you speak in front of a camera matters. And so get more comfortable by practicing beforehand. When practicing on camera beforehand, ask yourself these questions. On a scale of 1 to 10, where was my level of enthusiasm? 1 being bad and 10 being excellent. Did I look straight at the camera? Did I smile throughout and appear personable? What are some things I can work on to improve next time? If you ask yourself these questions as you're evaluating your recorded interview, it will really help you shine the next time you are on camera. And my bonus tip number 2 is to use sticky notes to remind yourself of key points that you want to address during the interview. What's great about a video or virtual interview is that employers cannot see what is on your screen. So utilize sticky notes to remind yourself of key points or examples or things that you want to remember throughout your interview, and you can easily glance at them throughout the interview because they are positioned right in front of you. This is a key tip to help you nail your next video interview. And so to recap, the must-know tips to nail your next video interview, whether it's pre-recorded or live. Number 1, make sure that you show up with enthusiasm and utilize the hello old friend technique. Number 2, humanize the interaction by mentioning the interviewer's name throughout. Number 3, positioning and posture matters. So make sure you sit up with your shoulders back, your chin up, and look directly at the camera. Make sure you have good lighting and that your background is clear as well. Number 4, dress up like you are about to land your dream job because how you show up matters. And number 5, have your resume close by so that you can easily refer back to it at any time. And my 2 bonus tips, the first is to get comfortable on video by practicing beforehand. Pre-record yourself answering the most commonly asked interview questions and assess yourself based on the questions posed earlier. And the second one is to utilize sticky notes to remind yourself of key points that you want to address during your interview. I hope that you found these video interview tips helpful. Give it a like if you did. Comment below if you have any questions regarding your video interview, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos like these. I want to invite you to a free training that I am hosting that you are exclusively invited to. Click the link in the description of this video if you want to know how to find and land your next best opportunity in the next 60 to 90 days with ease. I offer this free training and you are invited. So click below to register and save your seat. I will see you soon. Bye for now.